What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Breaks Radio. It's just me and Baylor for now. The other two members should be joining soon. What's going on to BTG, Baylor the Great himself?
Hey man, we've been doing gangster shit for a long time. Shout out to Nas, man.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Nas in the show, but first, man, we got to get off on something like Ti in this. Listen, yeah, somebody said after the Will Smith stuff that it was gonna open up all comedians to be attacked. Well, a comedian made a joke about Ti and the charges and allegations he went through did not go over well. Baylor, what did you make of seeing all this go down?
That's not corny though. That's
Mhm.
corny to me.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
definitely
mean?
corny.
Because I think we thought what Will did was corny, right? At
Mhm.
the same time, we understood the action behind it. You know what I mean? Same thing with the Ti thing. Like I'm pretty sure he's tired of people talking about his allegations and things like. He lost a lot behind those allegations. You
Mhm.
know, movies, TV shows, commercials. Um, so I'm pretty sure he's frustrated. At the same time, yo, this is what comedy is, Hayes.
Yeah.
They talk about uncomfortable shit to make you laugh. You know what I mean? And with Ti being a rookie comedian, bro, you got to understand the art. You can't. And then I seen the video. That was an aggressive ass hug.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was one of those. That was one of those when your uncle grabbed you like, you better chill, little nigga, because I could really embarrass you right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing with it is that, if we're getting to a place where comedians are being attacked for their art, because that's what it is. Listen, comedy, like just people say music has gotten watered down, but comedy's definitely gotten watered down. If this is what we doing, if this is what we can't take as a people, imagine if Raw was happening now, right? Or if Richard
Mhm.
Pryor was doing, if we had somebody of their level doing comedy now, like they were no holds barred. They went on themselves, they went on the people around them, they went on their family. Like, so if we're listen, nothing is off basis to a degree when it comes to comedy. It just depends on how the joke is told. If you can't
Mhm.
stand the heat, then you don't need to be in the public eye, because when it comes to comedy, it's like you said, it's supposed to be things that make us uncomfortable. It's supposed to be a release. And that's one thing that I do appreciate about Dave Chappelle and what he still does with this comedy, because he doesn't give it in.
And
So
they
yeah,
and they tried. They at one point they tried to cancel him.
well, yeah, but like I always say, and what's my saying now? You can't cancel somebody who don't give a fuck about being canceled. And Dave Chappelle definitely don't give two shits about you trying to
And you
cancel no damn Dave Chappelle.
and, you know who else don't give a shit either. I got to bring it back up. Michael Myers,
Oh
because they
yeah, for
tried to
sure.
cancel my boy too.
Yeah,
It's like this is a part. This is when I seen, and I'm not putting this on Will Smith, but what I seen from Ti, that was cancel culture energy right there.
hmm,
That you know what I mean? Because you was trying to stop that, and I think she was hosting. I don't even think she was up there doing a bit. I think she was hosting that at that
yeah.
club. So for you to come in there and try to stop her whole momentum and things like that, like bro, that's corny, man. That's real corny.
Big time corner. What's going on? The red wine connoisseur and
Red
hip hop
Ron.
historian himself, Marquis, joined in. We're talking about comedy. I mean, Ti and him going off on the comedian. What's your take on
If you condition joke, you can't take it. That's a problem.
it? Hmm.
Like that's what comedy's about. Comedy's about tragedy. Comedy's about life and bringing shit. You know what you did. I don't act
Yeah.
like you never. So nah, bro, you being too sensitive. Stop it. Stop it, Ti.
That's what it boils down to. Ti was definitely being sensitive with that, and me and Bradley kind of touched on everything. There is like comedy at its purest form is supposed to take the things that all of us know that we're going through or that's happened and make it funny. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a release. So people got to like one thing I don't want to see this summer turn into is attacks on comedians. We got to stop this shit.
Come on, bro.
Bitch
Everybody
ass
know
niggas.
a lot of people don't say it. Maybe a few comedians will say it, but let's be real. Some of the best jokes is racist jokes and gay jokes. We know this already.
But
Mm.
so if you know it ain't true, nothing came out of it. So what? You know what I mean? Like You like who hasn't been through hard shit? It's time to make light of it. You know,
Yep.
it ain't real. Like let's make jokes of it. So the more we joke about it, the more you laugh with it, the more faster we'll get over it.
A
Now
great
the fact that you making this shit an issue, now we're questioning you. We're
yeah.
talking about you now.
Yeah. To your point though, and I wouldn't just say a good comedian, but a great comedian would have flipped that joke when he
Word.
got on stage.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Word.
saying? Or he probably would have used it. He probably would have went the Eminem 8 Mile route. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's a rookie. He's a rookie.
Got to get it together, people. Got to get it together. Let's go ahead and move into the next one. So, you know, this Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion thing has drug on way too long. As of right now, there still has not been a solution, but or decision made. But it seems like they're trying to come down. So Tory Lanez got a little time because he was ordered to not comment, and they took a tweet from February 23rd as him breaking the protective order. So he had to go. I think he's supposed to bail since. But Marquis, I'll come to you first on this one, man. What do you make about what's going on with the Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion current case?
Fuck Tory, man. God damn it. We've been talking about this motherfucker for years, bro. Like, it's about time. Go to jail. Sure. Stay there. Bury that nigga. He gonna drop a mixtape from jail talking about this is real life. Fuck him.
His last mixtape was fire.
Yeah.
Now he got something to talk about.
For sure. Baylor?
I'm actually on Tory's side because I too am human. So, I probably wouldn't have tweeted anything, but if I know I'm innocent, I'm about to do some of the pettiest shit in the world. You know what I mean?
This is true.
But he had to pay for it. So that's you gotta abide by the rules. And he bailed out. I seen him get out today. It was either today or yesterday. So yeah, at this point, I think I do think if we just forget about it, I think that's what they probably want us to do. Because if he didn't do it, that's gonna make her look real bad. And that's a cash cow right there.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. They need to get to their resolution with this shit at this point, man. I'm ready for it to be over with. Tory's gonna make it as much of a shit show as he possibly can because that's just what Tory Lanez does. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's go ahead and move into the next one. And this one, I'm happy to put on the list because I know this is gonna have our girl over there busy. Mary Almonte is gonna be busy with this one. LL Cool J announced that the Rock the Bells Hip Hop Festival is coming back. This time, Ice Cube, Rick Ross, Little Kim, the Diplomats, Fat Joe, Remy Ma, Scarface, Trina, Nori, Diggable Planets, DJ Scratch, Master C, all involved in this, and it's all going to be hosted by Roxanne Shante. I need to go to this. Marquis, are you going to this?
I want to.
I got to go to this, bro.
It might just have to happen.
It might have to happen. What better thing for is if we can all get to go to that as a unit for the Breaks Radio? We need to make that happen,
and we need Baylor to make our shirts.
There you go. But Baylor, what do you think about? Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask when is it supposed to come back?
It is August 6th.
There you go.
Forest Hill Stadium.
There you go.
Mary, we are talking about the Rock the Bells Festival, and we just came up with we all trying to go.
You said you're all trying to go?
We're all trying to make plans to go.
As you should.
Yeah. I have to go. I have to soak this in. Absolutely.
I mean, we'll offline about that. You might end up there anyway, but yeah. But yes, y'all all should come. Seriously. So
August 6, 2022. But Baylor, what do you make about the lineup?
Well, I was confused about that until you read off the rest of the names. Mm-hmm. when you brought up Rick Ross, I was like, It just didn't match with the rest of the names that you said. But then as you went along, that's a cold roster right there. Yeah. And hopefully some more. But I'm not complaining about it. If there's no more after that, I'm good with that.
It's a nice.
Give Roxanne a hug.
It's Roxanne Shante hosting. Come on, man, you got to take that in. That's hip hop right there. That is the culture. Mary, as the representative of Rock the Bells here, how much work is this putting on you guys to put this festival together?
Man, that's why I was late for the show. But it's all gonna be worth it. Yes, we're hyped too. There's gonna be a lot more surprises to come, so y'all gotta keep it locked because I can't give away too much, but we ain't done yet. Right. So it's gonna be a true celebration of hip hop for real. So any true hip hop head would be ashamed to not be in attendance.
Yo, no, let's continue on this because I'm gonna ask another question. But go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We going though.
Oh yeah. That's. I don't care if I got to kick down the door. I'm making my way there. I got to be there, man. I can't miss something like that. For me to miss this as not only a videographer but somebody who truly loves hip hop culture would be idiotic and remiss. I don't care if I have to sell one of my children. I'm going to be at this festival.
Okay.
Yo, you be saying some shit.
We are not into human trafficking for everyone who's listening.
Let's not go in this man's basement.
Right. But no, real talk. Everyone should go to rockthebellsfestival.com and sign up with their email address so they could stay up on everything and get, like I think it's like an exclusive code that everyone who signs up is going to get to like be alerted of things before everyone and get discount codes for stuff. So yeah, do that.
And tickets go on sale as of by the time this episode is posted. The tickets will be on sale. They go on sale April 7th. That's when they go. The pre-sale goes live.
The pre-sale, yes, is the 7th. Yeah, but you got to sign up with your email address for the pre-sale.
Yeah.
So
hey,
go ahead.
Did I ever tell y'all that once about a time, long time ago, when I was almost in the game? No, seriously, this is history right here. Yo, did y'all know that my
it's an intro to yo? Never mind. Go ahead.
No, my hood name was going to be Rock the Bells.
Really?
Why?
Moving along.
How you gonna start? Yo, anytime a motherfucker say something and they laugh about it before they tell you, you know there's a heavy story behind it. We gotta hear that story.
Especially with Baylor.
I know,
yeah.
Right?
We're gonna need to hear this story, Baylor.
Baylor's a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, one day. So, yeah, August 6th, right?
August 6th.
August 6th.
Wait, Baylor, are you gonna try to make it?
I promise you.
We got 2 shows. We got 2 shows to catch.
We should do a live show that weekend. If you guys
are I'm down.
Word.
I'm down. So
let's do it.
What you got, Marquis?
The Lyricist Lounge. You want to drop that one?
Yeah, that's April 16th at the Apollo Theater. It's the 30th anniversary celebration of the Lyricist Lounge. I'm going to be in the building, even if I have to get snuck in. Shout out to Grandmaster Kaz.
Who going to be there? Who going to be there?
Well, KRS-One. And I don't think we need to say anything else. But Talib Kweli is on the roster as well.
And more than likely, Yasin Bey is going to be there.
I wish.
Because Black Star is coming out with an album.
I wish. I would lose my shit if that were to happen.
Yeah, so.
But I think August he's in Spain.
He's what? Yeah.
He's in Spain. Yeah.
I mean, he can travel. The borders open up.
Yeah, it's going to be legendary. So y'all better be following all of these social accounts to get some front row seats. Is it me, guys, or is there a lot of like legendary classic hip hop shit happening?
There's a lot of hip hop shit.
It's
like everything that we missed from the last couple of years since quarantine. Everybody's just like, hey, we all coming out at some point this summer. It's a lot of shit going down.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Here.
All right, moving on, man. We got to get into some new music. First of all, Pusha T and Jay-Z dropped Neck and Wrist. Pusha's been dropping some singles. This one he brought out the heavy hitter in Jay-Z. Who wants to talk about this one first?
I thought it was a solid track, but it sounded like Jay's voice was different.
It did.
Yeah.
Sounded like he was tired or something.
Like he rolled out of bed and went right into the studio in his basement to drop the verse and then send it off to Pusha.
Yeah, like
it was a nice verse. It was a nice verse though. Wasn't anything groundbreaking, but it was. I didn't like the beat for a lot on that. Like I didn't. It was something about it that I like. This the song overall is a good song. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know, something about it didn't really make it hit as hard. And maybe my mind built up something that the track was never going to be. But I walked away from thinking, it was cool. It was a dope collab between the two, but it wasn't their best collab together at all.
Well, I think that the one thing that you can always count on Hov for, at least in these, I don't want to say later years, but in these past couple of years, in this phase of his career, is that he's always going to drop some gems, and usually they're hidden, right? So I felt like this was not an exception to that. His verse definitely had a lot of little keys to success in it, if you really listen. But yeah, aside from that, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
This is one of those tracks that if we didn't have so much content, we'd play this a lot more and give it a lot longer, a better chance, basically. It's a pretty short song. It's a little modern, especially with Pharrell on the beat and everything. So it fits more of today's vibe. And again, going back to the chorus, what was it? The Dope House had a line. Dope House had a line. It was not a lot of effort put into it, but again, there's a cocaine reference. Back to that conscious thing he was talking about. That's not there. Overall, I still think the track was dope. This is a third single. I don't know if the album is shaping up to be as groundbreaking as he wanted it to be. And I'm glad it didn't come out last year when he said he's going to have the best album of the year on Pop Smoke's album. I don't think this is going to be a good album. Song is fitting for now, but it'll die off soon. I don't think it's going to be a good album. Sorry.
We have, at this point, 3 tracks released from this album. All of Daytona was 7 tracks, right? And nothing that has been released so far hits as hard as anything on Daytona. So I don't know. Hopefully he's holding the best back. I have no idea. Now, again, like I said, I don't want to, this isn't a bad song by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not, the Marquis point, it's not what I was expecting, I guess, to come out after the way that he talked about this album. And it's kind of just, it's mid. That's what it is.
I guess he should ask himself, what would Meek do?
You'd probably tweet something.
Meek is out here doing
flips and shit.
Front flips, yeah. So
I do follow.
With a slow run.
I know. He looked like he was handicapped. My man did a whole full semi. This dude came over to the front flip and they applauded. I'm like, bruh, you look like you ride the yellow bus right now.
I was impressed. I can't do that.
I can. I can. I wasn't impressed. Oh, I used to do shit like that. That's still
well, I'd love to hear more about that. You were
the fact that Mary doesn't know this. Mary, I would expect that you would know this.
Let's not talk about
this. No, Marquis has never shared that he used to do flips.
Marquis out here doing flippy shit.
Yeah, we'll talk about that another time.
All right,
no,
Mr.
you and Baylor are not going to be deflecting today. We're going to.
Yes, I used to flip off shit. Jesus. What? It's not that serious.
I still need to know why Baylor was called Rock the Bells. Like
word, we do need to know that.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Before we get off this restream tonight, whether it's on record or not, you telling us why you used to call yourself Rock the Bells.
Okay.
You were bell bottoms.
Close.
All right. Oh
no.
Oh, Bailey, you a nasty motherfucker. If it's what I think you talking about.
No, it had nothing to do with anything sexual.
Okay, let's move right along.
I'm envisioning Baylor looking like the third member of Silk Sonic.
Oh
shit! Yo,
I would definitely be a part of that group. I don't know what my job in that group would be, because I don't sing that good outside of the shower. But shit. I would definitely.
Oh, all right. Well, I needed that laugh. Dreamville D-Day, hosted by DJ Drama. I have thoughts on this one, but I want to give the floor to you guys first. Mary, did you get a chance to listen to this mixtape?
I did.
What did you think
First
about?
of all, shout out DJ Drama. He is a all around good dude who's gone through so much. Y'all need to look up his history out there if you don't know. Who I think like this is really been his year, right? He's just done so much and just won a Grammy. So shout out to him. I thought this was solid. I really like the Ari Lennox joint. I didn't think I would, because you know how I feel about samples of things from the golden era of hip hop. I feel like it's too soon, but it was not a bad sample of Mary's Going Down. There were some surprising features, right? Like Sheck West, who before this I was wondering what happened to him. Yeah, a lot of Earth Gang. It was solid.
Yeah.
Anybody? Who's next? Go ahead, Bailey.
No, I thought it was all right. I thought it was cool. The track that stand out for me, it was a couple of tracks, but the Heaven track stand out is, he basically told us, I hear y'all talking about y'all continue to put me in third place. You know what I mean? Behind Drake and Kendrick. I be hearing. Outside of that, yeah, I thought the album cover was dope too.
Album cover was definitely dope. Definitely dope.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, I thought it was fire that it was on YouTube, at least it was like an animated graphic.
I haven't seen
that.
So
shout out to their designer, for real.
Okay. All right. Marquis?
If the mic fits, bruh, you might have to be in third place.
I think he's a much better artist.
I think he also puts out way more music than Kendrick, not as much as Drake, but way more music than Kendrick, and he's super consistent. I don't like ranking those two against each other, but it's gonna happen naturally. It is what it is. There,
he did it. He did it.
I wouldn't say that's just based on him. The culture kind of compared those two very early on, though.
So I get that. It's Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Kendrick is first. Let's be real. Kendrick is first, and ladies love Drake.
I think he's by far a much better lyricist, artist, everything than Drake. But
100%. That's never a question.
Drake is. Let's be clear. Drake is in the conversation because of what he does as a pop artist, but also because of his fan base and how big. I mean, what he's done. He's had a historic run in music, but as far as like just the pure artistry and the lyricism, he doesn't measure up to Kendrick or J. Cole at all.
He has subtle here's and there's, but no, and he's not in the caliber of them two as far as lyrics are concerned. But Drake isn't in the conversation with a lot of lyricists anyway. But if those are the three at the helm right now, if from a global perspective, J. Cole is kind of third.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fair. That's fair. I don't know anybody who could really put up an argument against that.
So overall, the album was a mixtape. I'm just going to call it a mixtape.
It was a mixtape. So
that's how I'll just leave it. So I'm not going to rate it anything. It's just one of those things you press play, you listen to, have it in the background. I will say I do have an affinity for A$AP Ferg. I just love A$AP Ferg. Like something about him just always makes me want to just hear him. So Cole's gonna do his thing, and again, it was a cool. I'm in the background, I can hear it. I appreciate it. I'll leave it at that.
To me, I understand that this was a mixtape, but all of Dreamville's projects to me have sounded very cohesive sonically. This felt all over the place. The music was solid, but it just, I don't know. Listening to it, I didn't feel like maybe the order in which they did the track list helped a lot for somebody who wants to sit down and listen to it. But I mean, it kind of just was what it was. Like I don't really know how to review it because it's not an album. It is a mixtape. It feels like a mixtape. It very much feels like something that a bunch of B-side tracks that were solid, but that made it that they gave to DJ Drama and he did his thing with. That's what it felt like to me.
Can I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. Has there ever been a Dreamville project that's been great?
Great? No.
Yeah.
No.
So do you think they just use these opportunities just to create a buzz because we know there's not going to be a full album that we'd appreciate from a Dreamville from
I mean,
Dreamville?
I think they use the Dreamville projects as a showcase, and then I do think they usually do follow it up with some albums after that from some of their artists. So I think that's what it is. It's really just a showcase, exhibition, if you will, of music to get people ready and to maybe wet the palate for the music that's coming with the rest of the year.
So then you may raise me, Baylor. I'm sorry, just real quick. Then you raise a question for me. What group has put together a project that actually had great music for their projects? Like Cold Winter was actually pretty fucking dope,
Mm-hmm.
right? Are there any other albums that were collaborations? I mean, because this is all from Wu Tang. Like these are pieces of like Wu Tang. Has there been any other projects that we can say this is great music from the entire crew?
you
Ooh, that's
you
one
might.
that I gotta prepare for, bro.
The only ones I can think of off top is not
The
as.
re-up. I'll put the re-up up
Let's
there.
wait. Hold on. Wait, Baylor. What did you just say?
No, I didn't say anything. But I was agreeing with the re-up. I was gonna say maybe a G Unit project.
And then very much even Dr. Dre's really the Chronic and 2001 were both crew.
That's not fair though.
That's
still Dr. Dre. That's what I'm saying. Like Dipset, that's one thing. Dr. Dre, that's still a Dr. Dre album with a collaboration.
But it's used the same exact way though, bro. It's literally used the same exact ways, and the only difference is Dr. Dre's name
is used the same. It's used the same way, but the artist that was on Dre's album were standoffs.
What do you mean by standoffs?
You had Eminem, you had Dre, you had Eminem, you had Snoop, you'll have like Exhibit and things like that. It wasn't like a Avenger type thing.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying with that. I can feel where you're coming from with that.
G Unit, that first album, that first full G Unit album was fucking perfect. That was perfect. That was Voltron.
It was a great album.
Yeah.
What's that? That was what's the name of that album? Was it just G Unit?
Gorilla Unit? Yeah, I think it was just G Unit.
Okay.
The second album was in.
The second album was trash.
I didn't love the re-up. I'm not gonna lie to you, but this, you see what I'm saying? Like now the bar is set so low, we want to get your artist featured and everything. Like even the ASAP album. I don't know.
But Hayes said it though, because me and the homies was talking about this over the weekend. Is almost like a platform that he's given to, I would say less popular artists. Because he exactly, and he had G Perico on there too.
But
you know what I mean?
Boss got music.
Yeah.
If only the public knew the Boss had music.
But then you can't put out this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you really want me to appreciate like Cold Winter again. That was a feature of, you know what? Here's some great music. I produce it all. Swerve. You know what I mean? Like that's a collaboration. This is a mixtape. I haven't heard anything from Dreamville that I'm like, all right, I want to check out this individual because he shined, or just because we love the culture, I appreciate the artist from Dreamville.
But they're also they're not really commercial like that. They're not outside like that a lot.
I know, but I'm not looking for the commercial. I'm talking about like, you know what I mean? Like I'm looking for that. You're gonna give me a mixtape? Give me something with substance.
They had a couple of tracks on there that had a lot of substance to it.
Okay.
I agree. I agree with Baylor. There was some tracks that had some substance, but I think maybe to split the difference between you and Marquis is that it wasn't anything sustained. Like it wasn't anything consistent. And that goes back to like my point. This mixtape is literally all over the place. It's all over the place, in not a good way.
It is because the opening track had like a heavy metal feel to it.
Yeah.
And then JID was rapping off beat at points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Production was dope. And back to Tim's point, like he's doing his thing, especially with Harlow and everything. Stuff he's doing is dope.
Mm-hmm.
But this felt more like J. Cole needed control over the project and wanted his people to be featured.
But they do have a core fan base though that goes along with like the festivals that they have, right?
I mean, the festivals do huge. Like the Dreamville Festival does amazing. So
it was last weekend. So
yeah.
there's a lot of really good content coming out of that.
Okay.
But all right, let's go ahead and move right along. We got to get into our TV and film section. We have no power this week, but we did get snowfall in Atlanta. Snowfall.
Did we skip my shit?
Oh shit! Black people like rock too. My bad. Well, shit, you never tell me what you have anymore. So go ahead, Marquis.
Hey, but Marquis, do you see the joke on your topic though? Black people love rock, but we always forget about it.
I cannot.
He right though. He is right. He is right. I can't. You know what? Fuck it. All right, I'm gonna give you something. So we're gonna, there's no news, but I'm gonna give you a quick time with Key. Y'all ready?
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you 4 artists, four bands competing with another opposite band. You choose one and give me a reason why.
Okay.
Cool with that? All right. First, Pearl Jam versus Soundgarden.
Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
Why?
I like the name.
I was kind of...
Guess we really don't love rock. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ace.
No, I just said I'm more familiar with Pearl Jam than I am Soundgarden.
That's dope. That's two dope. That's 2 dope names though.
Chris Cornell is the lead singer of Soundgarden. Yeah, that's gonna be another topic. He also did Audio Slave, which was a separation from Rage Against the Machine with him and Tom Morello. Okay, we'll move on. Blink 182 versus Smash Mouth.
Blink 182. And
yeah, Blink 182.
No, the reason why?
I told you, Blink 182 has one of the albums that I consider a perfect album, so they're gonna get picked over just about anyone.
Okay.
I feel like Blink 182 is like the rock group that all Black people know.
Them and Limp Bizkit.
And Green Day.
Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Imagine Dragon if we're counting them, but that's more modern. But yeah.
More modern, but yeah.
So Blink 182 versus Green Day.
Ooh.
I'm going Green Day.
I'm going Green Day too.
Musically, Green Day.
Body Count versus Living Color.
Oh, Body Count. That's a cold name.
Definitely
right
Body
there.
Count. Come on, man.
I love how Baylor said that as if he really knew.
Hey, look.
You know who Body Count is, right?
No. So look, to the
I
listeners.
was, so you can tell by Baylor he didn't know who that is. Once you tell him who's in it, he's gonna know. Baylor.
I don't love rock. I just
it's literally Ice-T's group.
It is that, huh? That's why that shit sounds familiar.
Remember Cop Killer? Remember Cop Killer? Yeah.
Yeah, shout out.
Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park.
Ooh.
Linkin Park.
Yeah, definitely.
That's like Utah.
Park.
That's like Utah Jazz versus Phoenix.
No, it isn't. It's like
Not
Utah Jazz versus Lakers. All right, last one. No Doubt versus Sublime.
No
Oh
doubt.
no! Why would you do this to me?
Sublime.
I cannot pick between those two.
Come on, man.
You said
No Doubt was hard, but Sublime.
Yeah, No Doubt was hard. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
but come on,
ahead.
Sublime.
You said who? You said Hayes. Who you say?
Sublime.
Who you say?
Sublime, bro. How many? You don't hear me?
I said them.
I said I refuse to pick between those two bands.
The only reason I'll say No Doubt is because they have a lot more content. That's it. Other than that, Sublime was the originator of ska. And that's it. Well, Bailey, you didn't answer. You probably don't know the bands anyway.
I said No Doubt.
Oh, okay. No, you just said No Doubt because you just wanted to move on. Like, no doubt.
No doubt. Like,
because he knows that they had that song. Gwen Stefani had that song with Eve, so that's why he's picking that up.
That's a fact.
Yes. Let's move on.
All right, moving on. Snowfall, Mary. You know we always come to you first in the TV and film section. Come on, what are your thoughts on Snowfall? Unfortunately, they didn't kill the ugly girl, but you know it is what it is.
They found out.
I'm not wishing death on the ugly girl.
I'm not wishing death on her in real life, but the character can go at any point in time.
But not for nothing, I realized she looks kind of like the mom.
Okay.
If you look at them
that
both,
still does not change. my statement at all. I'm just gonna say that.
You get up.
Yeah. So it's been like a week since I've watched that. Forgetting what happened.
Yo, every time it gets uncomfortable, that's the song I'm going to sing.
What song was that?
What?
We fall down and we get up.
Okay. So, now I remember what happened. So there was a lot of emphasis last week on Jam and Jerome and his kind of wanting more, right? And sort of realizing that he has PTSD from serving in the military that he never really confronted or dealt with. And he realized this while he was trying to track down Peaches. And that was just a very strange situation, though. Like, what were they trying to do to him? Like, it was like a very strange setup where they lured him to a crack house and then nothing happened. But he also ended up proposing to Louis, which was dope. I didn't even realize that they weren't married that whole time. So there's that. So it seems like Jerome's trying to get serious about his life, basically. I think that was really the main takeaway there. What else happened?
That's really the main part. You hit that's really the main part. That and Lou trying to hire old boy to kill
Kane.
Yeah, Kane. But other than that, that's
really
but
then Leon kind of stepped up a little bit to try to make the peace with Kane and make Kane a worker.
Yeah.
Mom's found a tape recorder in a drawer.
Oh, I did forget about that. You are absolutely right on that. The whatever's going on with the mother, that is progressing very slowly, but I think it's going to have a great resolution when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Marquis, because you're waiting. I can tell.
Yeah. So, the PTSD thing, there was a lot of substance behind that, but Jerome's going to die this season. You know that, right?
You think so?
Oh, I know so. I'm 100% confident in that. The fact that he proposed, there's so much story built on him saying, I got to give back to my people. Now you're going to have this affinity for him. He's going to go.
Yeah. Either that or Lou.
Lou ain't
I think if they were going to kill
it might be Lou.
Let me tell you why it ain't going to be Lou. Let me tell you why it
might
be Lou.
Why?
She's becoming too powerful. And she's also opposition for Franklin.
Let me tell you why it might be
That's
her.
That's to me, that says more reason why it may be her.
That's going to set him off.
Because you saw the trailer. Teddy, her.
But the reason why I'm saying that is that what that dude Lou getting killed may not only put Jerome and Franklin on the right path, but we may see Franklin go completely beast mode.
Jerome isn't smart enough to deal with Franklin.
Okay. I'm not saying against each other. I didn't say against each other. It may put them together against Teddy.
But Teddy's not going to go after her though.
Bro, I'm telling you, just don't be surprised.
One more season to create that much friction. Jerome has to die because she's gonna blame Franklin.
Okay, you may not be. I'm not saying you're wrong.
But they're in position to blame him either way.
They're blaming Teddy. They're still putting it on Teddy.
Yo, speaking of Teddy, can we talk about that horny ass nurse?
Man, listen.
Yeah, I'm still very.
Sis is pressed badly. Like.
There's a lot of psychological trauma.
What the hell? Like,
there's a lot that goes behind that. That's more psychological. I get where that's going, especially when it comes to near life death situations and rescue. What is it? Rescue? I forgot the name of it. That's what that ties into.
Okay, but she's touching herself while he's asleep.
Yeah, because that's where she gets her satisfaction from. Because she's back in her nature. She wasn't allowed to be a doctor in this country because she had to take care of people and follow orders being a nurse. Now that she's back at her, remember that when you are a doctor or anything like that, you're closer to being a god than anything else. You have a god complex. And at that moment, she felt closer to being a god than she did while she's being a nurse at these hospitals. That's why.
Yeah, I get it. But then she's still like hitting on him.
Yeah, and he hit back.
Yeah, and I just am not here for this at all.
I mean, Teddy's.
All I'm saying is they showed that exact same scene, and it was a man touching themselves while a woman was asleep. It'd be riots. to get that person off TV.
Yeah, we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. I don't want to be canceled tonight. I'm good. You already said you're one. You're one. You got your one today. We gonna move on.
I'm just saying we need to identify. As somebody who just recently found a 23-year-old woman sliding in his 16-year-old son's DMs, I feel away. But we'll talk about that.
Okay, let's open up this box. Let's open up this box.
That's terrible.
You got some explaining to do.
Oh, listen here, man. I was pissed the fuck off. Like literally, I saw red for a second. But we're gonna go ahead and move right along. Atlanta.
Should have called the cops.
Atlanta. What do you guys make of the season of Atlanta so far? Bailey, I'll come to you first.
This nigga tried to chop a tree down. That's what I got from Atlanta.
It was basically down, bro. Like, hey, this episode, I love when Atlanta just has those awkward ass episodes where the whole episode it's just you never quite feel settled in what you're seeing on screen. They do that better than anything. This was an amazing episode. But go ahead, Bailey. I'm sorry.
And when Paperboy get mad, that shit is so funny. When the girl took his hat, like, his level of anger and frustration. That shit crazy. No, that shit is just awkward, funny, and entertaining at the same time. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it went back to that's the Atlanta that I knew. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And David Tyree, that's Paperboy's name in real life. He has some of the best non-verbal acting. Period. Like, because he just everything you can see everything in his face, his body language, his facial reactions, without him saying a single word. You know everything that's going through that character's mind.
You know what he's saying. Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead, Marquis.
Oh my God. So a few things. White fragility. So we really need to be the hero for black people when you feel an Asian woman offended a black person for approaching her thinking he's going to try to hit on her.
Man, they milked the shit out of that, didn't they?
And exaggerated it. Wow. I'm noticing Earn is now becoming that person that you loathe because he's taking advantage of, but you gotta because they take advantage of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Van, what's happening there? I love the fact that she pushed motherfuckers in the pool, though. That was just fun. What's happening there?
Well, Van's going through like a
existential crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you see how far out of reach he is from everybody, right? So this whole season seemed like it's focused on more her than anything else. Underlining, focused on more of her, which is very interesting. So. Look,
well, I mean,
Donald Glover don't do no wrong for me. I'm sorry. Like, Donald Glover does no wrong to me right now. But
I just still feel like Donald Glover is getting away with such subtle but yet blaringly obvious to us insults of white people in this.
Skeet.
Yeah, he getting them off.
Yeah, for sure.
Salute to you.
You just know the white execs that are looking over the show. Most of the jokes probably go completely over their head. All they know is that people show up and watch this shit. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the execs over at FX are looking at this shit like I have no idea what this joke is, but hey, people are finding this shit funny.
I have a question though.
Okay.
How is this so popular and great and masterful for white people?
Because they want to be down with us, bro. That's all it is.
That's it.
They want to be down so bad. This shit is funny to us and it's entertaining, but there's a lot of truth to these episodes. So
there's a lot of truth to these episodes.
Yeah, you just don't get me wrong. I think there's a lot of people out here that can come up with some creative shit, but a lot of this creative shit has actually been done. You know what I mean? So he's basically putting it on screen for us.
So now that we all have seen the whole Tupac episode, how do we feel about that?
I took it as a joke. I'm glad nobody got slapped off of that.
I'm still very confused about what was going on.
The white man killed Tupac, or the white woman,
and this whole time he was alive. up until then.
Wild.
Yes, I know, but it was
That
like, what was up with that? The orchestrated killing. Like
Because
that episode is so awkward. Think about having to explain that episode to somebody. They will literally look at you like, "The fuck you talking about, man?"
again, we didn't know if someone what was wrong with him, but we just know that his life was in a white woman's hand.
That's true.
There's something extremely deep about that, but we're not going to get into it today.
It has to be deep. Look how Marquis is holding his wand.
Yeah, I know, right? Swirling it around. Let's move on. Last topic of the day: Nas's performance at the Grammys. Who wants to take this one away first? I put this on here as the last topic for Marquis, but I knew you were going to say you wanted to go last. So who wants to take this one away first?
I'll go. I thought it was dope. You know, the song selections were interesting for me. Like, I didn't feel like they were conventionally what I would have thought he was going to perform, but classics nonetheless. You know, who doesn't love Nas accompanied by a band, right? Like, I feel like that's becoming his grown man thing. I love how it started with I Know I Can, and like a kind of childlike version of him, right? Like, I felt like there was such storytelling in that performance, which is so on brand for Nas, because honestly, he is the quintessential storyteller of our culture. So I thought that was dope. Yeah, I mean, listen, it was everything.
All right,
yeah,
Baylor.
I'll piggyback off of that. I thought the song lineup was excellent. I love that he played Rare, and he played it long enough for it to switch the beat, which is the best part of the song. Nas he tells you to be yourself. Like, he makes you feel comfortable being yourself, being black. But he can still get these jokes. What the fuck is on the top of your head, boy? And don't slap me for that, but I thought the performance was dope. Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's like, I don't think he can share. I don't think he can share the throne with anybody at this point.
That's true.
Not right now. I would say not right now.
The renaissance that Nas is having at this point of his career is so refreshing. And you can't take away, like, literally everything about it. He's out there with so much like, just in everything that he does, the music, the performances, the speaking, the him making money outside of rap. Everything is just it just makes you feel proud to be black. See, like, Nas makes you, that's the title of this week's episode. Nas makes you proud to be black.
Yeah.
And that's really it. That's really it.
And it's not coming from a biased opinion, because I will tell you my history between Nas and Jay. I started off listening to a lot more Jay than Nas in the beginning when I was younger. But then, you know, eventually Nas just, like, this nigga just was down by a dub in the third quarter, and he came back with 2 back-to-backs, and we waiting on the third one. Yeah. I'm waiting on anything at this point. Hey, Nas, holla at me, man. I tried to buy Ultra Black too. I tried to get some parts on it. That shit was sold out like within a matter of seconds. So I need that personally. I know you listen to the show. Don't take that joke personal.
Yeah. Go ahead, Marquis. Take
Shout
it
out
away.
to you
I know you're waiting.
Shout out to you for getting that the album. I don't know if anybody is paying attention to this, and one day we'll study it. I think Nas is pulling off the greatest trick known to man. Not only did I don't want to say resurrected his career, he subtly placed himself to take over where some of the things that Jay talked about on 444, owning your own businesses, buying Dumbo, getting art, but he actually invested in businesses like Coinbase and the rest of that to diversify his portfolio right there. Nas is the only consistent we've been talking about in the past 2 years. All the other artists have been slowly dropping in and out and everything. The one constant is Nas. He performed with an orchestra, and I don't ever remember him performing for the Grammys this long, ever. But somehow he managed to pull pieces of his history and tied it into this performance with an orchestra. If he pulls off KD3 and leaves, you can't be surprised. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing else to say, nothing else for this man to do. He did a documentary with Ralph McDaniels. He's doing documentaries behind the scene. Even the show on Netflix that somehow ended up becoming him, everything is revolving slowly, surely around him being the epicenter of hip hop for decades. You get what I'm saying? When you hear a KRS-One, when you hear a Q-Tip, all these other rappers pay homage to Nas. He's slowly but surely becoming the epicenter of hip hop. And if you look at a 50-year span, there's no other rapper that's been mentioned as much as he has, or referenced as much as he has. It's amazing to me. If we do a study on this, it's amazing. So as far as his performance, magnificent. Yeah, I'm tired of the dreads or the braids. Yeah, we gotta get rid of that, bro. But
no, but look, that was just a joke.
no, I'm not. I'm serious. You gotta get rid of the hands.
It literally looks
But-
like somebody
Yeah,
having a
okay.
midlife crisis trying to be the cool dad. Like that's literally
Yeah.
what that-
But
And he
the thing,
brought his daughter out. Time out. Motherfucker slapped the nigga for saying, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Who did he bring as his date? Bruh. I'm sorry. He's capturing everyone's attention. Subtly.
for I guess for a future topic, I wanna who is on Nas level? Who could be on Nas level? We just said that we haven't seen an artist come close to what he's doing, right? But we do know there are other artists out there that is as talented as he is. Of course, they can't reproduce what he did because Nas cadence, his style, etc. But you know, when you think of the Black Thoughts and the Kendricks, and there's so many more, I want to know maybe 3 or 4 people, you know, next week or further down the line, we seriously put a list together of who can actually be on Nas level.
So he's so far under the radar. That's the cool thing about it. You know what I mean? It's not like he's all in your face, dropping albums, making this big splash. He just gave you Magic on December 24th. He's so far under the radar, like there's no expectation. When he gives you, it's just greatness and leaves. So that's a great question. Who's on his level? I'd have to think about that. And I'm trying not to be biased about it, but
I'm just talking, and I'm strictly talking artists right now
No,
because
I
outside
think
of
it's no one. I think we've answered it, right? Like I think Nas has always been in a class of his own to me. So, and then the longevity, right? Like I mean, I guess the only other person that's kind of comparable is Jay-Z in that regard, but even they took different paths to get here. You know what I mean? So
the only 2 people that could sit at the longevity table with Nas and still put up big numbers is 2 athletes, and that's Bron and Tom Brady.
And if Kobe was here, there would be your comparison.
Yeah.
Nas is at this point of his career is like if Michael Jordan coming to the Wizards and they would have actually won a championship.
Wow.
I'm just saying. Like that's exactly what this like it for him to have this type of impact still and to be putting out some of the best quality music of his career at this point in this latter stage of he's literally for all the acknowledgement that Jay-Z got for 444, which is more than it was more like a spoken word than the actual rap album. Nas is still out here rapping.
Can I add just one question though? Do they appreciate this though?
No, they don't. Not as much as they should. I tell you that right now.
Okay.
Who is they?
The people.
The people. We appreciate it. Hip hop.
Listen, there's a sect of the culture that appreciates this to the level that what he does. But generally, people don't appreciate this album, these albums, as what all three of them. Even I'm putting Magic in there too, because even though that was a shorter thing, still damn near masterful for what it was.
That's a mixtape.
It was.
You know what I'm saying?
A hell of a mixtape.
But that exactly this Dreamville, that was a mixtape. That's what I'm gonna say.
For sure.
I'm gonna say one more thing. At some point, we gotta acknowledge that the fucking Lakers Dynasty on HBO is a fucking masterpiece.
Yo, that shit's so good.
we gotta acknowledge that.
We'll wait till it's over with, and then we'll put it on the list to break it down. Because if they keep this up, this may be one of the greatest, not only sports shows, projects, whatever you want to call it, of all time. This is, and even though some of the characters don't really look like their real life counterparts, they got the spirit of those players down fucking pack.
For real though, if you never seen Jerry West, you would think that was Jerry. That nigga, hey man, that shit is good. That shit is good.
I will always defer anything West Coast to Baylor if he puts his stamp on it. But to me, I'm a Lakers fan since this is masterful.
Yeah, and you know Magic coming out with his own shit too.
Wouldn't surprise me.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I think his gonna be a little bit more PC Disney, you know?
Probably. Wouldn't be surprised with that.
Hey, I'm Magic.
It's Magic time, man. I passed the ball.
But all right, that is it. This has been another episode of the Breaks Radio. Go ahead and give him your social media before we go. Miss Mary Almonte, give it to him. We can't hear you.
Darn it. That's it. I just said my whole thing and no one heard it. So,
Lisa Evers. Go ahead.
What?
Lisa Evers.
Oh, yeah. We'll get there. First and foremost, y'all want to be following Rock the Bells right about now because, tickets go on sale like now. So you want to make sure you're locked in for that. And then, y'all should tune in to Lisa Evers. Not sure if she's nationally syndicated, but in New York, it's Fox 5, Street Soldiers. I'm sure it'll go up on YouTube at some point because your girl will be a guest panelist again this week talking about mental health and motherhood. And then you could follow what?
The only thing we like about Fox, but go ahead.
Right, yeah. Well, we won't talk about that. No. And then follow Young Urban Moms and at Miss Mary Almonte if you want to. Peace.
At Baylorism on Twitter and TikTok. Also, look me up on www.wefalldownandwegetup.com. And and a special message to all the comedians out there. Talk your shit.
Period.
Unfiltered.
So, did we talk about
hey man, we closing the show. Don't be trying to get no extra topics in there.
No, Gerald, Carmichael, let it come up. We really didn't go there.
No.
Okay.
All about
all right. You know what to do. Check RTB because we're going to the concert. We're probably gonna do something live. Follow Baylor. That is the funniest motherfucker alive. I love this man. Jesus Christ.
This man posted a video with Will Smith that I literally was dying at, fam. I was dying.
So more BS. If you didn't catch it, fuck off. Hayes, my dude, appreciate it. I'm good. Don't follow me.
All right. Well, you can follow me at CEO Hayes. You can follow us collectively at The Breaks Radio. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, thebreaksradio@gmail.com. I'm just going to end it on this one. Nas makes you feel good to be black. And we off this motherfucker. Peace, y'all.